reasons.
I have insider information though, and apparently he's going to sign from Brentford.
And it would make sense. The Danish links with him and Frank, it would make sense. And it's such a signing for Brentford, that. Such a signing.
Yeah.
That podcast exclusive. Can we claim that?
Yeah, if it comes true, then we can...
Write up that story.
Yeah, we can clip this up and put it on the Twitter page.
Yeah.
What's the date today? 10th of January.
Well, at 14th, then there's no 13th.
Yeah, but
13th
today
when it goes out.
Monday.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Handbags, Manbags, Bumbags podcast. Happy New Year to everyone. It's our first episode of the new year, and we're actually going to be looking back at the previous year for our first episode of 2022. We're going to be looking at all of the major sporting events that have happened during 2021, I mean.
Yep, you've had a howler already.
I've had a howler. It's a new... Listen, we've not done this for about, 4 weeks now?
We're back to our usual quality, at least.
Yeah, back to normal waffling. I mean, the last episode you will have seen would have been the Question of Sport special, where we came out on top. Just superior.
Obviously.
We've got knowledge. We ain't got. We might be crap at hosting a podcast, but
our sport knowledge is there, and that's all that matters. And we beat the Great Character podcast
as well. We'll add. We know that we are 2 weeks into the new year already, but this is our first episode, so we're allowed to look back. So piss off.
Exactly. We had many ideas that were thrown around, but we thought that this one was the most relevant.
Exactly.
So
hopefully we will have some changes from next week.
Well, potentially, we'll see how things work this week with the whole techie situation with video format.
I was going to say I've made some investments, but I haven't. I got some stuff for Christmas that we're hopefully going to improve
Santa Claus.
Hopefully going to improve it.
Santa Claus brought
Let's
Rob a new camera.
Let's pretend I paid for it myself. I've invested in this podcast.
Santa Claus brought Rob a new camera, and he's itching to try it out, but we're stuck with Zoom for this week because we've not had time to really check the tech setups because we've been incredibly busy with uni deadlines. So
yeah, we are.
Do I look ill on the picture?
You just look ill in general, to be honest.
I look very ill. It's probably from
it doesn't help the Hawaii background makes you look a little pale.
Yeah, and I haven't been to sleep as well, so...
Well,
to be fair, you look... I can see you on the screen and in person. You look more ill in person, so the screen's helping you out a bit.
Yeah, right. Well, without further ado, we will get into some of the sporting action that graced us in 2021, which was a year disrupted by COVID. Let's just put it that way. Especially the first half of the year. Second half, we got a lot more sporting action, mainly football related. I mean, we're back to full stadiums now.
Yeah, I should say crowds are back for the second half of the year.
Crowds are back and everything, and that's a good way to start off this podcast. And we're going to be starting off with you, Rob, talking a bit more about the footballing action that's happened in 2021.
I've got two different things for this because, as regular listeners will know, outside of football, I know sod all. So this is basically standard. All I've got.
Should have seen him in the Question of Sport quiz.
They would have done if they regular.
Yeah, exactly. If you're regular listeners, go back and listen to that because that's although the editing was an absolute nightmare because everything just broke halfway through. It was actually one of our better episodes to record.
It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. It was.
Right, I'll start off with domestic football, which I've grouped into one big thing because they were just to cover it all.
Just a general.
Just so we can get away with talking over all of it without taking up loads of points. So, the big things is the City won the league again.
Standard, isn't it? They're going to do it again this year at this rate.
Yeah, they're probably 10 points ahead already.
They walked the league again. Leicester won the FA Cup. That was more newsworthy.
First time of them ever winning the FA Cup.
Yeah, that
was
a massive achievement for them too.
Brentford made the Premier League for the first time.
And look like they're going to stay up.
Yep, they've done well.
Touch wood.
Wait, another one. Norwich came up. Whoa.
Well, that's a shock.
That was amazing.
And Watford.
And Watford, that's another one. They're always up and down. So don't expect either Bournemouth or West Brom to be back up next season.
Yeah. Chelsea won the Champions League and another All-English final.
That's a good outfit for English football.
Yeah. Second All-English final in a couple of years.
Yeah, Man United bottled the Europa League.
Yeah, I wasn't going to mention that one, but since you brought it up, I was trying to save Jake from that.
To be fair, De Gea's redeemed himself this season.
Yeah,
so
fair enough.
And something we've already mentioned as well, back to full stadiums.
That happened back to full stadiums.
We started the year of empty. It's
gradually built up as the Euros went on. We started with 20,000 at Wembley, up to 40, up to 60. We know how that ended, which was not a good story.
The crowds, but it caused absolute
Don't talk about the Euros, because that's one of my later points.
We're not going to mention that for now, but talk a bit more about domestic.
We've had another season. Newcastle got taken over.
We have. We did mention that earlier this year. Go and listen back to that to listen to our dreadful review of that.
Yeah, so basically it's been it's considering there's not really been one major moment. It's not been like a historic thing like a couple of years ago, like Leicester winning the league at that time. A lot has happened. I mean, Burnley ended Liverpool's 68-match unbeaten home record. We saw the rise of Nat Phillips from no one's ever heard of him to the best centre-half in the league.
And now he's going to leave Liverpool probably. Hopefully he's come to Burnley. I'd love him
I hope he does, because I love him that much. I think he deserves first-team football. I want to watch him play every week.
He does. Really does.
Another big thing to happen was Messi and Ronaldo.
Yes, both leaving. Messi leaving Barcelona for the first time.
And Ronaldo coming back to Manchester United.
Incredible.
And Ben's personal favourite, Burnley signed Maxwell Cornet.
Come on. Even though we're
and
he's
going to leave
him.
in 6 months' time.
Yeah, we're dreadful without him, as shown by our recent form.
Yeah.
But hey, we'll gloss over that.
But yeah, it's been a good year.
It has been a good year for football.
I think the main thing, the highlight, obviously...
well, we say it's been a good year for football. It has on the pitch. Off the pitch, however, there's a different story.
Yeah, so I think for the year, like... Obviously, I'm not a fan of one of the teams that we've already mentioned as winning trophy. I think the biggest thing for me that's happened is the fans coming back, as we've already.
It's a big one. We've seen big differences.
Already alluded to at the start of the podcast for sport in general, but the difference in like Alisson's header against West Brom. That was an empty stadium.
Imagine if that has a full stadium.
That is
the limbs, bro.
The limbs in the away end.
Yeah, that is criminal. That a goal like that was in an empty stadium. But we are back now, and it's so. Like, you realise, like, I wasn't a fan of it at the time anyway, but you realise how bad the crowd noise is. As soon as we even when we got 2,000 fans back, crowd noise is terrible.
And you do realise how much you miss being in stadiums. However, because not that I'm really bothered now, but this weekend was my first Burnley game since the 2018, I think.
I got back to Anfield for the first time in a couple of years against Burnley.
First time at Turf Moor since 2018. I think it was Wolves at home when we won 2-0. And I think it was Dyche's 300th game, but it's the first time I've been back in 3 years. And although there was literally nobody there, and we lost because we're crap, but it was a good feeling just to be back at my home ground. Well, not my home ground, but
the thing that hit me is when, like, the first game back with a full stadium, like the opening game of the season, that had everybody there, just like abusive chants to the ref or like.
That Brentford Arsenal game, and even the Man United Leeds game.
So Brentford Arsenal was the main one, because then obviously Brentford, the first game in the Premier League, like the atmosphere they had in their stadium, but like even the sarcastic little things, like sarcastic little cheers if Arsenal gave the ball away, or like calling the referee a rude word or something. They're the sort of things you miss.
That is one thing though. Arsenal really, they started this season very poorly, but they have turned it around.
Well,
so
they got
after they lost in the FA Cup to a Championship team, which is quite funny.
I think, for me, the point there, one of my most outside, obviously, things I pay attention to like regularly, or like or Liverpool games or those sort of things. Like one of my, England with the Euros, which we'll talk about later. One of my biggest memorable moments is actually Brentford's first goal against Arsenal here in the full stadium again for the first time. That really Like, I was watching the game, I had it on in the background when I was pissing about, playing Call of Duty with my mates or something like that. But, like, there's had to stop, I remember stopping and just, like, basically just muting the phone call I was in just to listen to the fans, because the commentators sort of think they shut up and let them, listen, let's just listen to a stadium of fans again. That's, I would say, some small little things, one of my best memories, that's the word, that I can think of, like, for this year in sport.
Yeah, exactly.
It was such a big moment just to hear full stadiums again.
It makes you feel the sense of a bit more of normality, which was what we've all missed. But whether that luxury is going to remain, we do not know, and that's not really what we do anymore. The old politics side of it. But international travel, international games are starting to be put behind closed doors again. But let's move on to more international football, and obviously the delayed Euros happened this year. Hosted, I'd like to think your thoughts of how the format of it was, holding it in each different cities.
Terrible.
Yeah, I don't like it personally. It's the Euros and the World Cup have always been based on hosting it in one
and
country.
It also gave certain nations an advantage.
Exactly.
Like England. England played every single
game at Wembley
at home, apart from one which was quarterfinals.
the Ukraine quarter-final in Rome.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel for Wales, because a load of Wales fans would have wanted to go to
didn't they
games.
go to like
Baku and Rome were their group
having
games.
to bloody jet about everywhere, having to do 1,000 miles, and then England just get to chill.
England and Scotland are at home.
Yeah,
pretty much.
It's silly.
It's
from an England point of view, it's good. We got to play at Wembley all the time, but it's just as a general idea. It's like some of the teams got completely done in.
Mm-hmm. I think
it's so unfair.
Wales were the worst, really. I think
the amount of
two nations
some
max.
Teams
I
had
think.
to do. Yeah, two. I agree with that.
Well, we are going to see the first one of a bi-country World Cup with the USA, Mexico, and Canada.
Yeah, bro, the travelling and that is going to be insane.
They're going to have to just keep it in one country, all your group games in one country. It's just going to be a logistical nightmare.
Even if you're just dotted around USA, that's loads of travel.
It is loads of travel. Imagine having to go from like Miami or something all the way to the other side of LA or something. That's a 10 flight.
Imagine if you're playing in like the south of Mexico and you got to bloody fly all the way up to Canada.
Exactly. You're talking 6 to 10 hour flights.
It's basically the same as going through different European countries.
Exactly. It's ridiculous, really. But obviously, we're going to gloss too much about that. We are going to talk a bit more about the Euros, the actual action. Didn't start particularly well, did it, with the whole Eriksen situation?
No.
But he's recovered now. He is. As recovered as he can be at this point.
Although he's not allowed to actually play in Italy anymore because of health reasons.
I have insider information though, and apparently he's going to sign for Brentford.
And it would make sense. The Danish links with him and Frank, it would make sense. And it's such a signing for Brentford, that. Such a signing.
Yeah.
That podcast exclusive. Can we claim that?
Yeah. If it comes true, then we can
write up that story.
Yeah, we can clip this up and put it out on the Twitter page.
Yeah.
What's the date today? 10th of January.
Well, 14th if they're in there. No, 13th when they're seeing.
Yeah, but today
on
Monday, today, Eriksen will sign for Brentford.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, right.
You heard it here first. But yeah, go back to the Euros action then.
England went far.
And you were the only one that predicted this.
Yeah.
Me and Jake had no faith in England whatsoever.
I said we'd win it, but we lost in the final.
To be fair, my lack of faith was because I just don't like England, but also
I just don't like international football.
They simply did in the end just bottle it because Italy did not put in a good performance in that game and still beat them.
That was the thing. That's standard with England. You know, they get you to the point where you generally start to believe. It was all fun and games until we beat Germany. Then everyone started to believe. But overall, it was a brilliant summer.
Yeah, it was.
Until
it was overshadowed.
Until the final, where there was got
them
depressed.
Idiots in the
absolute carnage.
Wembley.
Yeah, and then obviously, the behaviour of our fans, both at the ground and on social media, after we got beat on pens as well. That
embarrassing, really.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Embarrassing, but
less said about that, the better.
Yeah, less said about that, the better. But it was it showed that England can compete at the top, but they've got to learn not to be a bottle job.
But it was all pointing through to we're going to be sitting here this time next year, if we even carry on. Hopefully we will be. But we're looking at 2022 and we'll be reflecting on England's World Cup win because it's been planned by FA chairman at the time, Greg Dyke. He had a 10-year plan.
He did have a 10-year plan for 2022.
It culminated in a 2022 World Cup win. And what's just happened? We had the World Cup, we came 4th. Nations League, we came 3rd. Euros, we came 2nd. And then suddenly, what's the next tournament? The World Cup.
Out in the group stage.
I keep forgetting the World Cup's this year. It's mental.
It's because it's in November and December
and stuff. It's stupid, but I think that's our football review of the year. I think that's
they are.
Not bad.
Unsurprisingly, that are 2 out of my 3 that we're going to bring forward each.
Jake, I'll let you go next with a sporting review of the year in a particular sport. I'd like to go Formula 1 next because that was quite an interesting topic.
One of the most spicy battles in recent memories, maybe even ever, to be honest.
Yeah.
With the Dutch Lion Max Verstappen coming out on top, beating a 7-time world champion in Lewis Hamilton. Just an incredible season. Like, we haven't had a season like that in bloody ages. It was just refreshing to see two guys, but just fighting tooth and nail.
Wheel to wheel racing.
Going for the biggest prize in motorsport.
Exactly, and it's a season like no other. We've had loads of new tracks as well. We've had unexpected winners as well. It's
Esteban Ocon,
unexpected podiums as well. It's an incredible season.
Return of the GOAT as well. Fernando Alonso.
I'm not going to be using that as preview clips this week. I've already done that once.
But it's just an enjoyable season instead of just seeing it bloody romped to victory for Hamilton, buddy, and obviously the last lap shenanigans.
A lot of
in
controversy
Abu Dhabi.
about it, but
I think the best.
I was lapping that up. That was so good. That was
the best way to sum it up, I think, is from my point of view, in that I've never, as we've mentioned before, it's never really something I pay overly much attention to. Like, I'll look at it and go, but this is the first time that, like, I still haven't got to the point of actually watching it, but this is the first time I've actually actively made a look at looking up what's the standings, like how many points apart are they?
Because it was exactly
checking
level.
Checking the results every race. Like the last few weeks.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've done that since 2015.
Going into the last race in Abu Dhabi, it was exactly level.
Yeah. But
369.5 points.
I've made an effort as someone who has a passing interest. We'll just like look at it now and then.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the first time I've actively made an effort to follow it, like check what happens every week, see how it's all going to end. And I think that's the best way of doing it. So someone like me, who other years when Hamilton's dominated hasn't been too fast, has properly like started to look at it and started to take a bit more of an interest when it's been a bit more interesting.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way you can say it, really.
Didn't you hear me in my room celebrating, Rob? When
The funny thing is, from my point of view, I was in my room doing some work or something, or on the phone or whatever I was doing, and I have Jake watching it in his room alone, everyone else watching it downstairs, and Jake is clearly ahead because I heard two separate screams a good 30 seconds apart when Max got the overtake, and I could hear Jake going mental.
And just hear Byron.
Then I went to put something in our chat, and I was like, hang on. Seems a bit quiet downstairs. I better not. 30 seconds later, a massive eruption. I was like, oh, thank God I didn't say anything because Jake's clearly ahead.
Exactly,
it was quite funny for me because I got two different reactions 30 seconds apart.
Yeah, exactly. But
I think that last lap, just like the championship coming down to
it epitomised the whole season, really.
Yeah, literally the season in a nutshell. Just
one of the best season of all time. Would you say it's up there?
Up there, 100%. Yeah, for sure. Even though 100%. It was only contested between two, it was one of the most aggressive, close, intriguing tighter battles we've seen. So
certainly so. And another intriguing sporting moment this year brings me on to tennis, in fact, which is my first one. I mean, it wasn't one I wanted to bring forward, but I was urged to do it. Tennis is not a sport I like particularly much, but
to be fair, we were just splitting the points up. Really, weren't
realistically, but it is the new kid on the block, Miss Raducanu,
MBE. Emma Raducanu.
Sports Personality of the Year, US Open winner.
Absolute madness. How she's bloody won a major already
at 19 years of age.
But it's actually insane. But
it is insane.
Her first major was literally Wimbledon, and then literally a few months later she
did well in Wimbledon, really.
Yeah. She had to pull out because she had like a bad stomach or something like that. But yeah, it's just imagine just like being that good at something at such a young age. I just find it incredible, to be honest.
It's like us with podcasting.
The problem is, though, has she peaked too early?
Nah.
I don't think so. She's like...
Have we peaked too early?
She's still a teenager.
We never peaked, that's the problem.
I
thought we were basically the same level with podcasting.
Like, she's not even, like, fully grown yet. She's like not even got, like... Yeah, like younger people, they get like cramps easier and all that kind of stuff. She hasn't like even fully developed yet. She's not even like at her strongest or fittest or anything like that.
How old actually is she?
19.
I think she's might have turned 19 recently. But I don't know.
Pretty sure she's 19.
Because I thought she was 18 when she won
she's
US
younger
Open.
than me. That's depressing.
When's her birthday? Is she older than me?
She's in November 2002.
Okay, she's younger than me as well.
Yep, I'm July 2002. So
I'm February
that's
2002.
Nice. Yep. So
well, that's just embarrassing, isn't it?
Yeah, so she was 18 when she won US Open.
That's incredible.
So year below me.
One of the youngest major winners ever or something. It's got to be.
One of them, yeah. There's
I didn't know that. I always
somebody
thought
that was
she was
17 that
older
won one, but yeah.
I always thought she was 20, so I was like, at least than that.
I know she was young.
That's why it makes it even more incredible.
It is incredible.
She's literally a teenager. 18 years old. That's mental.
Year below.
She's now in the top 20 in the world as well.
Would have been the year below us at school, and then obviously a bit more for you because you're ancient. But
wait, bro. Less of that, bro.
No, but I think Raducanu I think she was definitely deserving a Sports Personality of the Year, 100%.
Yeah.
But I think the MBEs have come a bit soon.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. But that's a different debate.
That's a different topic. But I think we move on to the next sport now, which Rob's going to provide us for us.
Surely we aren't quite far off getting MBEs for podcasting.
What, services to...
I've come back with a really positive...
media?
I've come back from a couple of weeks off with a really positive attitude about this podcast.
Well, that's good. At least one of you have. One of us has.
Yeah, I reckon 2022's our year. We'll come back to this.
You're the one that does the least of this. He helps me with some of the content.
I'm the tech guy now.
Really?
Yeah, I've got a camera. It's over
well,
there.
That's it. All you got to do is press a button. I edit it.
I've got a camera that you won't see the footage from this week, so I can't justify that point.
All you've got to do is just press a button. I've got to edit it all.
I am big time now.
I might have to get you making some thumbnails at some point.
Well, yeah.
Right, it's next sport.
Next sport. This is something I definitely pre-prepared and wasn't taught. I didn't Google about 5 minutes ago. But I've gone for an outside-the-box one, which might be a bit stupid because none of us really know much about it. But I've gone all the way back to February to the Super Bowl because Tom Brady he won it again.
Well, I forgot about that. Yeah.
That's quite.
I'm glad Kansas City lost.
Yeah, our housemate in tears.
Ex-podcast.
Absolute, yeah. Jonathan.
Stonk.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he led
Stack in tears.
He led them. So he's more of the story than the Buccaneers winning it. But the undisputed GOAT of American football.
MVP.
Bro, he's 44 now.
At his age, to lead the team to victory is quite impressive.
It's incredible.
Yeah, 7 times Super Bowl
We
champion.
go from someone that's come onto the blocks in the form of Raducanu at just 18 years of age,
to somebody that's been
to Tom
doing
Brady
it
that's been doing it for 20 years or so.
Yeah, that many years at the top level, and then can still guide a team and still is able to get another Super Bowl under his belt.
It's incredible.
We're not going to pretend we have amazing knowledge of American football.
There's some silly stat like he's got like the most Super Bowls ever. Like the team with the most Super Bowls ever is like 6.
It's great. The age he's going,
and he's got 7.
Yeah, the age he's still going at as well. Like, do you can't imagine
44.
imagine Ronaldo still leading the line for United in 6 years' time, 8 years' time even.
What pains me with this though is
8 years' time. Still, imagine like Ronaldo winning the Premier League of United in 8 years' time.
That would be mental. But that's the thing that pains me with this is though because the owners of this American football team are the Glazers. Well, they've won the Super Bowl, and then look at the state of us, the Manchester United. That is.
Well, at least they knew where the favourites were.
Shambles.
Yeah. Oh well, that's funny.
They chose their priorities right.
Absolute.
Right, Jay.
Shambles.
Next sport.
Is that a cop out from me that I said I haven't picked football, but I picked another sport with football in the name?
Yeah,
a bit of a cop out.
How is it called football? You don't.
Yeah.
It's not even round.
You don't
use your feet.
bro.
Exactly.
American hand egg.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. We've single-handedly reinvented American football.
Don't act like that's original. That is the most common joke made about American football.
Exactly.
You can't say we've come up with that.
Well, we may as well. Make us relevant.
Right,
Jay,
that's I've got 3 down now.
Another sport. What do I go for? I reckon Olympics maybe. Save the best till last.
Well, it's another delayed thing by COVID, isn't it?
Yeah,
it should have happened in 2020.
I think this is the good thing we didn't do a 2020 sport and review. It would have been buggered.
We would have been buggered.
Probably why we didn't do it.
Exactly.
Olympics, even though the Olympics this year didn't have the same vibe. Because
no fans.
A lot of it was behind closed doors.
No crowd, and then also the fact that Discovery bought all the rights to it, so you had to literally buy a subscription to watch it. So you could only watch select highlights on BBC, which was a bit sad.
I must confess here, lads, I did not watch any of it.
Hashtag.
We'll switch your mic off then.
I mean,
I can't reach it.
Tends to be shocked. But
Yeah,
you not watching the Olympics does not surprise me, Rob.
No, it doesn't surprise at all.
One bit at all. But I watch pretty much.
I don't know what. It seems weird considering the career path that I'm looking to take that I've never really watched the Olympics. Like it's never
doesn't help really, does it?
Even when it was in London, I was on holiday too. I wasn't even in the country.
I love the Olympics. This year didn't have the same vibe, but I still watched it.
A historic occasion that'll probably be the only time that happens in my lifetime.
Yep.
I was out of the country for literally the whole time.
Yeah,
I wasn't even in the country.
Let's turn our attention back to Tokyo. A lot of new British talent coming on the box again.
Yeah, see, some things I do know.
Like Sky Brown,
Bethany Shriver.
13
gold medal.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Tom Daly won
Tom
gold.
Daly finally won gold with Matty Lee in the synchronised diving.
Then he ate some bollocks on telly.
Yeah,
not Matty Lee, that is, not Tom Daly.
Well,
I don't know if that's factually correct. I don't know if he did an eating one. He was on.
I didn't watch I'm a Celebrity.
He was on I'm a Celebrity. That was my point. I don't know if he did. That might be factually incorrect.
Yeah, Adam Peaty ruling swimming once again.
Yeah, as usual.
Not a shock.
But another big thing that happened in the Olympics is we saw the first time in history there was a shared gold medal.
With the high jump.
Yeah, they both got to the same height and just agreed to share it, didn't they?
Yeah,
that is a pretty historic term. We've never seen that before.
Yeah, indeed.
Not sure I agree with it, to be honest. I think they should just be. Just kept going
if I was in that situation, I would take it.
I'd take it if I was them, but I feel Well, I still feel like it should really be.
But the
I don't want, as long as it doesn't. If it doesn't become a thing, it's fine. But I don't want it to be a thing now that people can just share a gold medal between two.
To be fair, I understand because the
it's a one-off. I don't mind it.
Yeah, the guy from Qatar, Mutaz Barshim, but he finished second in 2012 and 2016. So literally,
to get a share.
Yeah, he wanted that gold medal. Like that.
The other guy should have given it.
Don't buddy. Yeah, there's no chance of buddy risking
Pretty sure
that.
I get punched in the face if I said that to him.
Yeah, that literally wraps up his career because he's won World Championship gold now and Olympic gold for the high jump. Yeah. So,
but in terms of Team GB as well, we're just getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah, somehow.
We
seem to be useless at every other thing, every other sport, but Olympic
when it comes
sports
to Olympics,
we're quite good at.
A lot of funding.
Cycling, clutching up again for us. To be honest,
usual.
Jason Kenny,
Sir Jason Kenny now. Dame Laura Kenny,
goated, both of them.
Yeah,
incredible scenes. Also, there's just a random thing that I want to mention, but Carson Warhol, he's the 400 meter hurdler where he absolutely smashed the world record. Literally, I couldn't believe what I was watching because I like athletics and that, and I watched it. I was literally like, it was insane. He was like miles under the world record. He literally went under 46 seconds for a 400 metre hurdle, which is never, ever been done. The guy in second literally broke the previous world record, but still come second.
Mad.
Imagine being him. Like,
it's mad.
The guy in second, but he broke the world record by like half a second and still didn't get gold. That is how bad.
It is mad.
You did say we were discussing ideas to bring up. You did suggest that, so we turned it into Olympics as a whole. Yeah. It was a bit weird seeing it with so many things with no fans as well.
Yeah, it was a shame, but Japan were having big COVID spikes at the time.
And you see, I mean, like I said, I admit I didn't watch it, but
I watched a couple of events.
When you see the clips on social media and people like British athletes winning gold, it's so weird just seeing empty places.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it was a bit odd, but it was all right.
But it was good.
I watched the entire thing, so
yeah, you're a better judge. I'm just kind of passing it on. From the clips I've seen on Twitter.
The vibe was off, but I enjoyed the action, but the entire vibe around everything was just not it, to be honest. There was just no excitement.
You're right.
Yeah. I kind of feel sorry for some of the athletes that did win gold.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's a once in a lifetime like Olympic gold. Like, bro, you're like the best in the world or something, and you don't get to celebrate it in front of anyone. That is kind of a bit sad, isn't it?
Yeah,
really.
It's only 3 years now. Well, 2 years now until the next Olympics.
Yeah,
we go to Paris next.
2024.
2.5 years.
We do go to Paris.
That'll be better,
and it'll be a better time for people.
Surely
in
we
Europe
don't have. Surely we're not still in some sort of COVID level. I reckon it'll be a thing. But surely it's not going to be restriction level in 2024.
If it is, then I want to get off the world, bro.
Go to Mars or something.
Yeah, If it's still COVID in 2024, I'm done, bro.
How are we going to do the podcast? Actually, true. We do it when you're in Hawaii. Mars can't be that hard.
Yeah. Surprised the connection's holding up. What?
I was going to say. Over to you, Ben.
Oh, thank you very much, Jake. Cricket's next. Cricket. There's a couple of bits of cricket I do want to mention. The fact the 100 started this year, the new competition,
the new format.
The new format. How bad England are still.
Yeah, we got tonked again in the Ashes.
Yeah,
didn't we?
Although it's not a whitewash this time round.
Yeah, although
what actually happened
that
in
was
the fourth
this year,
test?
King Jimmy. Basically,
yeah, but to be fair, I'm still going to say that was an L because didn't Australia declare their score when they still had like 5 people? So
we were 9 down and we were still like 150 short of actually winning the test.
Yeah,
but Jimmy Anderson saw out the last over to
draw
the fourth test.
Yeah, draw
the fourth test.
Massive quotation marks.
Yeah. But the 100, I want to focus on the 100 mainly. Yeah. I'm not a fan of it.
You're looking at the wrong person.
Personally,
I'm not a fan of it.
As someone that finds cricket a bit boring, the long things, like something shorter, I would probably.
Yeah, we've had quite. So especially with the
Ashes the problem is with the 100, we've already got the T20 Blast. There's no need for it, really. It's just a money grab.
Yeah,
that's it. But that's what sport's going to these days.
That's how That's how it works in 2022, mate.
That's what's going. That is what sport's going to, and it was good. It was bringing more people into cricket and stuff. But
it can only be a good thing, though.
You try telling a new person that's getting into cricket, but then they've been watching the 100 because they've only been 5 ball overs. Traditional cricket is 6 ball overs.
Yeah.
You try telling like a 5-year-old that's trying to get into cricket, you finished your over at 5 overs. No, you've still got another ball left. That's what's confusing.
The thing that cricket did need to do something because, buddy, like
we've had multiple.
It takes too long sometimes.
We've had multiple.
I'll agree. It does take long.
In the last couple of weeks, over to Christmas while the Ashes are on, we've had multiple discussions about how mine and Jake's thoughts on cricket.
But in terms of England,
and how dull it is sometimes.
We've spent far too much time focusing on the one-day sides. The Test side has clearly been neglected, as we've seen in Australia. But
yeah, we're English, mate. We're rubbish at sport. That's how it works. We invent everything, but we can't play it. That's how it works.
Yep, indeed. My headphones came out again.
Yeah, I keep yawning, not because I'm bored. But
you're on mic. That's the mic I'm usually on. You know my pain now. You thought it was just me being a pillar. Okay, it's actually the mic.
It is actually the mics. I do want to mention about Rafiq as well quickly. That was pretty. Terrible.
That's not another. That was arguably the biggest scandal to hit English cricket.
Yep.
Definitely in the recent times, but arguably ever.
It's basically just ruined Yorkshire Cricket Club.
Yeah.
Essentially.
And rightfully so.
Yep, rightfully so. Rightfully so. I have nothing else on cricket.
Don't you?
No.
Well,
we're stuck for time anyway.
Do you want to move on to golf quickly?
Yeah, we'll mention golf.
Because I think the last topic should be saved because it's the best
really?
topic.
Yeah,
okay,
of course
then.
you do.
Really?
You'll
okay,
see when we
right.
get to it.
Golf majors then. So obviously we've got the 4 normal majors as per.
Yeah.
Started off with the Masters, King Hideki winning in Augusta.
Matsuyama.
First Japanese major winner, I believe.
That does not feel like that. Feels like 2 or 3 years ago.
It does feel like that, but that's because it was all the way back in April.
Yeah, but like it doesn't feel like it feels like forever ago. Forever ago.
It was only like you say April. We watched it in our
the Super Bowl feels like that happened more recently than
it does.
Yeah,
it generally
than the Masters when it doesn't. Yeah.
Like it's so like it felt like even though we watched it in our we had it on in our flat when we lived. I feel like it was before us lived together. The Masters.
Yeah, same. It's crazy, but Hideki clutching up.
King Hideki, PGA Championship, obviously. King Phil.
Yeah.
Oldest major winner of all time.
Yeah.
That was talking about Tom Brady still going.
That was scenes.
Big Phil.
Yeah, that was one massive scenes in the flat.
Absolute hero.
Particularly with me and Ben, buddy, cheering him on.
Oh yeah. Who won the other 2 majors? Morikawa won the Open.
Yeah, and
he's gonna be such a good player. If he's not already, he already is, but he's gonna be so good.
And John Rahm.
John Rahm won the US.
You chose the golf, mate. You should know.
I'm sorry, I just thought of a random sport.
I was happy for John Rahm, to be fair, because he had like an absolute torrid time with COVID. He was leading a tournament by like
5 shots.
Yeah,
I
absolute
remember that.
miles, and then buddy
had to pull out
midway through his round. They literally like the people go up and go like, "Yeah, sorry, but you have to come off. You've tested positive for COVID," and that was like the second time in 3 weeks.
Was that? Yeah, that was
tested positive for COVID. So
pretty poor.
I'm glad that he managed to to win a major.
And obviously it was Ryder Cup year as well.
Yeah, it was his first major as well for John Rahm.
It was Ryder Cup year in England. Team Europe got absolutely battered.
As we all thought we would, let's be honest.
Shock.
I think that's generally one of the best USA teams in recent history.
As soon as you saw
the team on paper, you thought there's no chance.
As soon as you
saw
the selections, you knew we didn't have a chance.
Yeah,
really.
100%.
I just want a quick shout out for Louise Davison, who had an amazing year.
Underrated hero.
But didn't win a major.
Again.
Didn't he finish? He finished like second twice, and then like another top 5 somewhere else, which was crazy.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be finishing now with 6 minutes to go, with technically something that happened this year.
Yeah, but
with on a technicality,
darts, it's because it's the end of the season, but the season ends in the new year.
Yeah.
So we'll let you have it.
We're claiming
it was the greatest player of all time in darts ever in the world.
Ted Hankey.
No.
No.
That's 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks.
No.
That's 2 weeks in a row you've got to cut Ted Hankey out of the podcast.
Who's in charge?
Me or the devil?
Fat 988. Shake his hand. Just like that. Fuck off, you can.
Well, that's got to I've got to get that one out.
But
I'm just keeping it. I can't be bothered.
No, you can't have the C. YouTube won't let you have that.
But Peter Wright became world champion for the second time, beating Michael Smith, who lost his second world championship final and still doesn't have a major.
Yep.
But did you watch a little bit of it, didn't you, Ben?
I watched all of it.
I watched all of it.
Yeah, you did.
I did watch all of it.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud.
But you mean the final, the tournament? I watched all of the final.
Yeah, the entire.
No, I watched the whole tournament.
That was my life. I literally woke up, watched darts, went to sleep, watched darts. But yeah,
that's what he does normally, though.
Even though the outcome was amazing, because Peter Wright's one of my favourite players, the tournament as a whole was a bit underwhelming for me. But I would say that, but then
the crowd was wank.
There was 3 9-darters in the tournament. But I still
that Willie Borland one was incredible.
Yeah, that was limbs, to be fair, but that was insane limbs. But yeah, like you said, Ben, the crowd were
half the crowd.
Pretty shoddy.
Half the crowd was more interested in Laura Woods than the actual darts.
Yeah,
Scotland.
To be fair,
even though Scottish person won the tournament.
Yeah, there was two Scotsmen in the bloody semi-finals, and one went on to win. But
all Scottish semi-final, and then they're still saying it. It's guaranteed to be a Scottish player in the final, and they're still shouting Scotland get battered.
But the crowd were awful during the entire tournament. Even I'm not a fan of Gerwyn Price, but some of the stuff.
It was bad at times.
Obviously, with the stereotypes with sheep. Yeah, you can imagine.
Yeah, he plays up to
he actually goes up to the referee in that semi-final, in that quarter against Smith, and says and stuff, and it did put him off. You could see it put him off.
He's not my favourite player, but at the end of the day, it's literally his job.
He's still world number one.
It's his job, and I'm pretty sure those people in the crowd wouldn't like it if he went into their workplace and put them off and got them.
You can tell it's bad as well when it's upset Gerwyn Price, because he plays up to it.
Yeah, exactly.
He actually, I think he's one of the players that actually plays better when the crowd is on. When he's on, when the crowd is on his back.
But the level it got to
it was poor.
If it's gone to the level that he's got annoyed, it's well past where it should be.
Yeah, 100%. You're spot on there. But
summed it up perfectly, really.
Yeah, Peter Wright becoming a 2-time world champion. I always had faith in his ability, but
he did say he was going to win the match play and the Worlds.
Yeah, so that was like a 80 to 1 shot when he said it as well. Imagine he put a tenner on that, bro.
Yeah, incredible.
But yeah, becoming a 2-time world champion, emulating Gary Anderson and Jockey Wilson, the other 2 Scottish guys to win 2 world titles. Mm-hmm. And if Peter Wright's words are to be believed, which maybe we should, he said he's going to win another 3 world titles before he retires. So
good on him.
Watch this space with Snakebite.
Watch this space.
But also in the final as well, he was severely in the mud. He was 5-4 down, 2 legs down. Smith was about to go 6-4 up, and Peter Wright just pulls his A game out of absolutely nowhere. And I literally just because I played darts myself, I'm literally just in awe of how he did it.
Yep.
He was struggling the entire match, and then something just goes. And it was just
turnaround. It was incredible.
Yeah, it was
what was it? It was something like
it was 12 darter, 13 darter to win the set.
It wasn't even just in the final. He was doing it in the whole tournament. There's a couple of games he fell behind and just suddenly switched it on and barely lost a leg.
Yeah, I don't understand.
He's just an incredible player, really. Yeah, but just an incredible player.
In that final, 5-4 down, 2 legs down, and he won 9 of the next 10 legs to become a 2-time world champion. Yeah. And he averaged in his legs that he won 115 over 9 legs. If you don't understand the standard darts,
that's very good.
Ridiculous. That it's I'm pretty sure it's like a 13 darter, pretty much. Throwing 13 darts to finish 501.
That's incredible.
It's silly darts.
Well, I'm happy he finished on that one.
Looking at your tweets throughout the final was quite funny as well. I just kept refreshing through saying you're absolute you're how upset you were when you thought he'd fallen apart, and then when he just switched it on and went on that incredible run. The difference, there's 2 Jake tweets about 10 minutes apart, they're like, oh, well done Smith, can't believe Wright's bottled, and then oh my god, Peter Wright is the best player in the world.
I was so sad because Peter Wright's my favourite player.
I'm going to have to push you. We've got 1 minute left.
Now we can never stop talking about Peter Wright. He is unbelievable, and for me, he's top 5 player of all time now.
Yeah.
Controversial for some, but I
don't think it is controversial.
He's ahead of. Yeah, I caused a bit of a Twitter storm. I did on Darts Twitter with with.
I mean, we have said before that you rule Darts Twitter, but
with me saying that Peter Wright is a better player than Raymond van Barneveld ever was. But
no, I'd agree with that.
I believe that his level was top level was miles better.
He is a top level, and
he literally has the highest ever broadcast average.
Mm-hmm.
MVG has
top
the
level player, and it's been broadcasted on a top level podcast.
Yeah.
So, we are going to have to bring it to an end because we are under a minute to go, and I want to make sure that it's just cut off. So it's my turn to outro the first podcast of 2022. So here's to a strong year for the HMB. Thank you very much for listening, and we shall see you next week for some more dreadful content. Goodbye.
Bye.